On the Ball on WLRfm, the sports programme that plays Casey and Keane up front, thanks to Sheridan's on the Cork Road.
And you're welcome back to the programme here. You listen to On the Ball, Kevin Casey and Matt Keane with you until 2 o'clock. For the next couple of minutes we're going to talk rallying, because there's a big event coming up in a fortnight's time hosted by the Carrick-on-Shore Motor Club. And here to tell us more about that now is Donald O'Sullivan, who's clerk of the course, Terence Carney, who's the current chairman up there. And the sponsor of the event is Showways Forklifts, and representing them is Managing Director James Coleman. Lads, many thanks for stopping in. It's going to be a big event in a fortnight's time. Donny, you might maybe talk us through what's going to be happening over those 2 days.
Thanks, Kevin. The event is happening on the 30th and 31st of October. It's known as the Halloween Historic Stages Rally, and it's a new event on the calendar this year. I suppose historic rallying is a sport in this country it's not getting the recognition that it deserves. It's always run at the back. When historic rallying is run, it's run at the back of the fields of the main events, and if there's an 8-stage event running, they may get 4 stages in the event. So I felt over the last couple of years that this end of the sport was not getting the recognition it deserved, and I set about hosting a full historic event with the Carrick-on-Shore Motor Club. And I suppose the planning of this started maybe 2 years ago, and here we are 2 years later, and the event is ready to put in motion. Would
you just explain that for people like myself who don't know a whole pile about it, the historic section, just clear that one up for us.
Yeah, the historic section of motorsport would be back to the 60s, 70s and 80s, the cars of yesteryear, I suppose they call them. And it's not like the cars today where you have the Group B or the WRC cars and
these are your Ford Escorts and what have you.
The Mini Coopers, the Porsches, the Mark 1 Escort, the Ford Anglia, all the cars that were there 30 years ago, and just bring it back out onto the stages and give the drivers, as I say, the recognition that they deserve, because they're still competitors at the end of the day, and as I say, they're always running at the back of the field. And
the launch, I think was it last Friday week, Terence, obviously a big undertaking for yourselves, and plenty of volunteers, I suppose, needed as well for the weekend.
Yes, Kevin, that was a very, very successful launch in Carrick-on-Shore on last Friday. A tremendous amount of work put in by the club to bring off that. We had a special guest, Russell Brooks, there, who came over to officially launch the historic rally for the club. I think, it's a very important thing that we bring this kind of thing to our local community, especially Carrick-on-Shore and South East. And it's a very important thing that we do this,
You've a couple of the legends, if you like, of the sport. I remember Billy Coleman, myself, from my own time watching him in the Rally of the Lakes down in Killarney. He's going to be there. You have a forum night, the likes of Jimmy McRae as well coming along.
Yes, we have a forum night on the 30th of it's the actual Saturday night of the event. It's a question and answers forum, which we're inviting people to come in to actually have, if they have questions that they want to address to the Jimmy McRae, Russell Brooks, Billy Coleman. We also have a local person who probably people wouldn't know, is Donny Keating, who is he's a legend in the sport in our own country, really. He was one of the forerunners of motorsport, you could say, in the southeast for a long, long time. He will also be at the forum. It's just to bring people have questions about rallying, about what we're about, they can ask these people. And that's basically what we're trying to achieve on the forum,
Very good. And the 2 days racing itself, is there any standout stages or spots you'd be encouraging spectators to go along and watch the action from?
Well, as always with Carrick-on-Shore Motor Club, safety is essential with what we do. We have places that we have spectator points originally organised for people to keep them safe on the day. We have some very classic stages. Some of them we used previously in the Circuit of Ireland. We're trying to get it as historic as possible. So the cars themselves are quick, but not as quick as what we have today. But we also want to, make sure that people have a good vantage point. That's the most important thing, really, from where Carrick-on-Shore Motor Club are coming from. Stages themselves, it's just a matter of maps will be available, programs will be available, all that stuff will be available on the Saturday. So you can just pick your spot and enjoy the action we're putting on for you,
Okay, and just a reminder, this is all coming up in a fortnight's time, the 30th and the 31st of October. Sponsors are never easily got nowadays. James Coleman from Showway Forklifts. Obviously, you must have a huge interest yourself in rallying.
Yeah, absolutely, Kevin. I suppose I'm involved in the sport since 1980. I would imagine back in the olden days I navigated, I drove, I still do drive today. Not at the level we used to, but quite delighted to still be involved in the sport. Sure, with Forklift, we've been involved with Carrickshire Motor Club. I think this is our 13th or 14th year sponsoring their events. Obviously they run a forestry event, they want to run a regular tarmac event. Obviously this is a new event for the club, and I think it's an ingenious idea by Donna and the club, brainchild of his. And when he came to me about sponsoring the third event for the club in a year, obviously it's difficult times, but we have to move forward. And I think it's good for the area. It's very good for the hotels in the area. It's very good for the local economy. And as a company, we obviously have to be seen to put something back into the area, and we do that very much so, and have done over the years. And we're delighted to be able to do it, be in a position to do it.
And the calibre of driver that's been attracted, are you happy with the field that's coming?
Yeah. I mean, probably the reason that rallying is so popular in Ireland today and worldwide is the likes of Russell Brooks, Jimmy McRae, Donny Keating. We had Rosemary Smith down at the launch, an incredible achievement to get her down, and she's a super lady and did a hell of a lot for the sport throughout the world and for Ireland. And to get those kind of people, Kenny McKinstry's coming also, and to get the likes of those people out on the local stages, they are the heroes of Irish motorsport, and they're probably the people have led to the younger talents today being at the level they're at. They've looked up to those people as we have all those years.
Very good indeed. We'll leave the final word to yourself, Donna. Going to be an exciting couple of days, and the message is to get out there and enjoy the action when it comes to town.
Yeah, just for everyone to get out and enjoy the weekend and get out on the stages and spectate. But, there's officials and there's marshals there on every stage, and just appeal to the public, and just to do what they're asked to do by the marshals. They're there for the safety of the spectator and the safety of the competitor, and, just appeal to everyone, come out and enjoy yourself. But please, stand somewhere that is safe and do what you're asked by the marshals and the officials. And one special word of thanks to the residents of the stages that allow us to go into County Water or any county in the country and allow us to close their roads. And some of them are locked in from Sunday morning until Sunday evening, and there's no problem with them, and they're delighted actually in the area of Rackcormac, Clonea Power and Man Bridge to see us coming and bringing this event to their doorstep, and they deserve tremendous credit for all the help they have given us,
Well, very good. We wish you the best with it. Should be spectacular stuff. Just looking, stage 2 and 5 there, they're taking place up in and around Mahon Falls, so that should be fairly spectacular stuff. It's coming up then on the fortnight's time, the 30th and 31st of October. We'll hear more about it as it comes to town, but keep an eye out for that, and that's the Carrick and Shore Halloween Historic Stages Rally.